مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
Hello my students, how have you been? Great to be with you again. Today we're going to study both speaking and listening as well. Before we start, let's learn about the objectives of our lesson today. Our objectives of our lesson today are to match the given two bulletin with their correct headings correctly by listening to the given track with 80% accuracy, Students Book page 99. The second one is to decide which sentences are true and which sentences are false by listening to the given track once more within 70% accuracy, exercise C, Students Book page 99. Now let's start. Before embarking on our two main skills, let's learn about the new vocabulary in our lesson today. The first one is bulletin. Bulletin. A bulletin. Bulletins is a brief news item. It's a brief news item. For example, the TV program was interrupted for a news bulletin. So the first word is bulletin. Okay? The second one, what about the second one? The second one is electricity. Electricity is the form of energy. The electricity went off during the storm. Electricity. The second word to learn today is electricity. For example, the electricity went off during the storm. The third word to learn today is headline. Headline. Headlines. 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 Ahead of a newspaper story or article. For example, virus has grabbed the headlines of all newspapers these days. So headlines. Headlines. The fourth one is cut off. Cut off. Cut off means to stop, end, or to quit, or to cease working. Cut off. Cut off. Okay? So, for example, أريد cut off all communications these days. Cut off. Cut off. Vodafone cut off all illegal sites. Cut off. Cut off. Okay, cut off. So these are the four main words or the key words in our lesson today. Now, let's look at the headlines, the newspaper headlines. What information do they give? Number one, homes damaged by fire that spread throughout neighborhood. Number two, town deals with blackout as fire continues to burn. Number three, fire stops burning but leaves the whole town without electricity. So these are the three main headlines. Now, you've got to listen to the news bulletins and match them with the headlines in activity A. You have to write A, B, C, or D. Okay? Now listen to you are going to listen to two news bulletins and match them with the headlines in activity A. You have to write A, B, or C. There's one extra headline which you don't need to use. Now listen.
Module 8. The elements. 8A. Speak and listen. B. Listen to two news bulletins and match them with the headlines in activity A. Write A, B or C. There is one extra headline which you do not need to use. News Bulletin 1. Good evening. This is the news at 8 o'clock. The town of Newport is still in darkness after a fire broke out in a nearby power plant yesterday. The blackout has turned off every light in the town, and authorities are advising people to stay indoors, as all street lights and traffic lights have also gone dark. The fire spread quickly and burnt for nearly 7 hours. It destroyed the power plant and several kilometers of power lines before firefighters managed to put it out just 5 kilometers outside the town. News Bulletin 2.
Good afternoon. The fire that broke out in the town of Ackwell this morning has finally been put out. The fire was caused by damaged electrical wiring inside a streetlight, and it quickly spread to nearby houses. Firefighters arrived on the scene and immediately turned off electricity to the area before putting out the fire. The damage to the houses, however, means that it could be many weeks before residents can return home.
So now the answer is, now, News Bulletin 1 goes back to headline number C, headline C. Now, News Bulletin 2 goes back to, right, headline A. Okay? Now, exercise C. You have to listen again and write true for true sentences or false for the false ones. Now again, listen again and write true for the true sentence or false for the false one. Listen.
Module 8. The elements. 8A. Speak and listen. B. Listen to 2 news bulletins and match them with the headlines in Activity A. Write A, B or C. There is one extra headline which you do not need to use. News Bulletin 1. Good evening. This is the news at 8 o'clock. The town of Newport is still in darkness after a fire broke out in a nearby power plant yesterday. The blackout has turned off every light in the town, and authorities are advising people to stay indoors, as all street lights and traffic lights have also gone dark. The fire spread quickly and burnt for nearly 7 hours. It destroyed the power plant and several kilometers of power lines before firefighters managed to put it out just 5 kilometers outside the town. News Bulletin 2.
Good afternoon. The fire that broke out in the town of Ackwell this morning has finally been put out. The fire was caused by damaged electrical wiring inside a streetlight, and it quickly spread to nearby houses. Firefighters arrived on the scene and immediately turned off electricity to the area before putting out the fire. The damage to the houses, however, means that it could be many weeks before residents can return home.
Now the answer is, number 1, right, the fire started in the power plant, that's correct. Number 2, the fire was 7 kilometers away from the new port. False. But News Bulletin 2, the fire in Ackwell started in a house. False. Number 2, the firefighters cut off the electricity. True. Now, I want you to answer the following question. If you had a fire in your house, what would you do? What would you do if you saw a fire in the house? Okay? Now, my final question for you is, which of the 2 news bulletins do you find more worrying and why? You should answer these questions yourself. Okay? By this, we come to the end of our lesson. Thank you for listening and watching.